Hello, 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 and welcome. So sorry I'm running a little bit late here, guys. Just getting everything together. Oh, and I hope that you all have had a great day. Let me just get on here. And let's start with this here though. So this video is in regards to Chris Watts in the jail system. I just want to make sure that I can get Mino. No. Okay, so I just wanted to open this so that I could switch. Hi, Tom Rose. So I can switch screens. Hello, Gina Marie, made it. Sign into chat. Mino. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. It's a long weekend, Labor Day weekend here for Canada. You're happy to see me. I'm happy to see you too, Gianna Marie. All right, two-factor authenticator. Just got to get my code and then we'll be able to get going. All right. Okay. Did it hit yet? No. Are you talking about the hurricane? Oh man, Deborah, you dealing with that, honey? I'm so sorry for you. I know I just watched the news and it's been updated that the north side of Florida has like 300-kilometer-per-hour winds that they've been dealing with. And it looks like as if it's going more south now. So it hit you softly. You're in pain. Aw, seriously, that's so too bad. My heart goes out to you, girl. That's certainly not a fun thing to deal with. Mother Nature's catastrophe on any level of any sort. You know, fire, wind, hurricane, tsunami. I mean, it really doesn't matter when we're talking about natural disaster. That really takes over, doesn't it? You know? Worried sick for Freeport. No kidding. I know that I've heard 50% of the gas companies are completely dry, and you know many of the stores have shut down. Many of them do not have any more water or anything left either. As far as like canned goods and stuff, like everybody's kind of tapped out. So my heart goes out to that area because it sounds like this is going to be a huge hurricane. So TGIS, thank goodness it's Sherry. Yeah, it's just so crazy that because Mother Nature is just so uncontrollable. You just moved from that location, hey Tambra? Wow. I certainly hope that your loved ones get to a safe place. I know that there's round the clock workers trying to get sandbags and all kinds of resources to people who need help and helping others to get safe. So news hypes it all up. Yeah, but I mean, because it's so unpredictable too, though, Tambra, I mean, you know, it's hard to really decipher which way it's going to go, which way the wind's going to go. This is Mother Nature we're talking about. This is something that's out of, in my opinion, it's out of man's control. And so, like, I mean, the wind could shift in the next hour and send it completely north, you know. The wind could shift backwards and take it back out to the ocean, perhaps, if we're lucky. But it sounds as if it's making its way to the shoreline, sadly. But definitely, we'll definitely send you tons of prayers and thoughts and everything going out to you guys. It's absolutely heartbreaking. It is going north. It had already hit lightly north, is what I heard on the news on my end. No, there isn't an island. No. But I mean, like, we just don't know which way the wind's going to go. And even the weather watchers have stated that they really, they can sort of guesstimate a little bit, but they really cannot pinpoint exactly where it's headed. So you just moved from Brevard County to California. Well, I certainly hope that let's get going here. There's lots of dead time. I certainly hope that everybody's safe. Hey, Nola, check. We're talking about the hurricane that's heading for Florida. Dorian? I can't remember exactly the name right now. Does anybody remember exactly? Is it Dorian? I have had a super long day. I've been going strong since 5 a.m., folks. We have 1 short hour. We'll be done by 7. Dorian, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, it's absolutely heartbreaking because the sheer power of the water coming forward at force, along with the winds and all the craziness that comes with that, the debris and anything else that's going to, come up on shore and further. So hopefully, it misses, but it looks like it's headed right towards shoreline. So all we can do is get to a safe place, right? That the people that are living in and around that area, I just, I encourage you to not take this lightly. It's on the satellites. You can see the size of the tidal. That's a good word. Thank you. But it's not something you want to play with, you know what I mean? Or chance that maybe it won't hit. So, I seriously highly recommend that if there's anybody in that area, that they definitely get to safety, get their pets to safety, maybe take any memorabilia that they'd like to, hang on to, things that are irreplaceable, such as pictures or videos or what have you. So somebody is messing with my computer. It is very obvious. Like, fuck off. Stupid people. Nothing better to do. See, my mouse is moving without me moving it and jumping. Get lost. Oh, God. I absolutely hate hackers. I really do. The truth is going to come out, though, whether or not they want to allow it to. It's going to happen. Minu, all right. Stop that, please. I've heard putting photos and documents in the dishwasher. Yeah, but I mean, if it floods, to high amounts, you guys, like, I suspect that a lot of those, dishwashers and ovens are going to be underwater. So it ticks me off. Minu, all right. Yeah, it depends on where you live. Hey, look, Mom, I made it. Sorry. Water is a scary thing. Hey, Karen D. I think that anything to do with Mother Nature, whether that's fire, water, wind, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's Mother Nature, like, you better believe that that's going to be intense and have a lot of power behind it. So Mommy said no. What's worse, earthquakes or hurricanes? For me, you guys, although I've never experienced necessarily either or. I would think earthquake because things are moving a little bit, but it's going to stop. Hurricane with everything wet and overloaded water everywhere. It's far more devastating and hard to clean up all of that after. So very scary for sure. Sorry I've not been on your channel much lately. It's because I have been packing and then driving across the country. Yeah, hackers have nothing better to do. Actually, I was speaking with my friend about the videos that we had put out about the accomplice and having footage of the accomplice and whatnot. So I'm working on something else with him, and I'm hoping that it's a possibility for us to accomplish. I don't really want to just blow the top off and tell you what it is, but I would like to be able to fine tune that video specifically and hopefully help the people who are having trouble seeing what others were seeing, what so many others were seeing. It might help. So yeah, we'll see if it's even a possibility, because it's to do with technology. So I actually don't really know if it's possible. I know that some of these had like a lot of dead time on there where it was just nothing. This was basically, you guys, the video footage of Christopher Watts in the holding jail in Wisconsin, I believe, where he had changed for officers. Let's go here now. Hey, look, Ma, I made it. Peace in jail. Yeah, I think Chris is at peace because he did, and to know because what he did, and to know, and if he got away with it, how can one live with a nightmare? I do wonder if he's, feels bad. And you know what else? I actually took a minute to download some of the photographs that were taken of his hands, and I noticed like how clean they were. If you think about Bella and Celeste fighting for their lives, it's a little bit odd to me that his hands are so clean. And if he was the one to do this, how come his hands and wrists are so damn clean? Or was he just sitting out? What is this here? Nothing. Yeah, look at how clean this man's hands are, you guys. Like, come off of it. This does not look like the hands of somebody who smothered his two children with his hands. Like, I honestly feel like they would have fought back. So what? Did somebody hold down Bella and Celeste's hands so that they couldn't scratch him? But, I mean, we know he wore a little bit of a long sleeve shirt, but I don't want to look at the same picture twice. They were really little girls, honestly. Chad, they were his girls too. How somebody does something like that to their own children or any children, I will never understand it. Trying to wrap our minds around this, this case has just been heart-wrenching for me, to be honest. But his hands are just so freaking clean, man. It almost looks like he was the one that really was sitting in the truck for 20 minutes while whatever was going down went down in that house. Maybe he used a plastic bag and didn't want to say. Or maybe he doesn't even know because he really wasn't the one to do it. I don't know which one it is. But it's odd because when he was first interviewed, he was stating that they were choked. And then he was stating that they were smothered. And then he was stating that there was a blanket used to cover their face or something. So, yeah, I do remember that. That was actually in a video, Susie Homemaker. That was a video where they were testing. I believe they were testing one of the Thrive products, or they were talking about it. They were upselling it to whoever was watching. And, he was trying to show Dieter on camera, and he ended up, trying to turn his head using his throat. Like, that was a really telltale sign, right? Yes, an evil side that just seemed to simmer underneath, where he didn't articulate that he was even... I don't know. This whole thing just smells real fishy. You remember that? Yeah, Greg. I had actually posted that video on my channel under the Chris Watts case files. My wife would have left war scars on my ass. I think he gave Shanann those oxys. Yeah, it's possible. But I mean, it's possible that she was attacked when she was sleeping. It's possible that she didn't think he would go this far and do something like this to her or the girls. I think there's a lot of possibilities as to what exactly happened, and the fact that we got so many lies and not every piece to the puzzle makes it really hard for us to figure out exactly what happened and who all was responsible. All right, where are we at here? I don't know why I can't get that song out of my head. Hi, Sweet Dixie. What did Greg say? Yep, I've watched all of your videos. I can't let this one go. I feel there's so much more we don't know. Greg Allen, I couldn't agree with you more. And I don't understand why there's all these freaking questions. Hey, Trudy. Shanann would have fought back. Exactly, Greg Allen. I think all of us got that impression of her personality that she was a fighter straight up. Like, there's no way that she would have taken his shit and let him hurt her purposefully. That was just not gonna happen. So NK looks like she could take someone out. You think so? I don't think so. That's not my mentality on it there, boss. But you are entitled to your opinion. I think she looks like somebody who could be snapped like a twig. That's what I think. Sleeping on a Sunday afternoon, I woke up to you singing on my big screen. Aw. And now you had those pipes. Aw, you're so sweet. I can't sing, you guys. I'm just kidding. I was just kind of like, la 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 la. You know what you do like in the shower? I don't know if I'm necessarily a good singer, but thank you for the compliment. You're such a sweetheart. What did Deborah say? I didn't know him, and from watching all the videos, he did not look like the type to be evil, cold, and he seemed like a caring, loving dad. Deborah, I beg to differ. In all honesty, to me and my perception, my view of it was his eyes seemed to look either panicked or very dead to the soul. Like, he looked like he was just in robot mode, sort of going through the motions, but not necessarily fully in it. I felt like I saw that when he was sitting playing with the girls and Shanann was making one of her Thrive videos about her loving family and how much she appreciates her loving family and all that. I saw that then. I saw it when he came off the airplane and they had met him in, at the airport, and the girls went running up to him. I saw that look in his eyes that looked like he was sort of just a little dead inside and going through motions. Like, he wasn't really heartfeltly in it anymore. For whatever reason, I don't think we'll ever fully know. And cake could be snapped like a twig. Her day's coming. Yeah, well, I think the truth will catch up to you one day, Robot mode. That's totally that was the impression that I got when I looked into his eyes in many of the videos that you saw him with his family or Shanann, his beautiful wife. He just looked like he wasn't even all there or wasn't even all fully participating or something like that. That's the impression I got viewing some of him in the videos that she made. Tell me your thoughts, though, because there's been a ton of their videos shared on social media, Instagram, Facebook, many of the YouTube channels. There's a lot of their videos out there. Did anybody else see anything else looking at Chris Watts, his behavior in the videos or anything? Or what you think you saw in his eyes, Yeah, it's frustration for sure, Trudy, because it looks like there's somebody involved. And then all of the actions of NK deleting and making sure police couldn't recover those deleted texts and, those searches on the internet that prove that she was trying to cover her tracks. It just, all of it combined really looks like she was involved in something, And how much or whatever, I don't know if we'll ever really know. When the case first came out and he was on national news begging for Shanann and his girls, my heart dropped. I thought, wow, this is a decent looking man and he's missing his family. I wonder what happened. And it was before anything else had come to light. But the more that came to light, the less I liked Chris Watts at all. Like, I was very devastated, and I fell in love with Shanann and her girls because they were so upbeat and positive. I just thought, how dare you, take out these four souls from this earth? How dare you play God? Like, really? He sat there like a stump, didn't engage with the girls. Yeah, he was very, very robotish. Like, hey, half redder, disconnected is a great way to put that too, Susie. Absolutely. Hello, country cowgirl. You saw that too at the airport, Deborah? Yeah, it was pretty telling to me, but I feel like personally I can read body language pretty well, and he just looked like he really wasn't in it that much anymore, you know? There was an interview with the guy in the Thrive group. He said they would go work out together, and Chris Watts would never even talk about his kids. Like, he was just there. Yeah, I remember that because the man that you're talking about that he worked out with, and I can't remember his name right now, he would talk about his family and his kids, and he noticed that Chris didn't as much either. You know, now knowing what he did, yes, you can see blackness. Yeah, yeah, I think so too, Deborah. Boss says, poor Shanann, I think she was ready to fight him that night, but was too tired from her trip. I think she would want to wait to have the emotional talk the next day. I wonder if, so there's some truth to her being attacked the moment she walked in the door. Like, did she even have a fighting chance? Did somebody help with any of this? Who knows? Aw, look at you. So sweet, Trudy. It definitely looked like he did not like his family anymore, Gianna Marie, I agree with that. Adam Thompson, Watts the coward is lucky I'm not in there. I would mess him up. Yeah, I hear that's why he was actually transferred out of Wisconsin, because there was a few people that knew the Rusick family and, of course, would have gladly done some jailhouse justice to him. So they moved him to protect him. I fell in love with Shanann and the girls too. I've done true crime since I was 15 years old. No other case has hurt me like this one. Aw, Karen. My heart goes out to you because I got to tell you, man, reading the redicated document, the 1,960 page document was so intense. I sincerely needed a box of tissue more than once, that I had to put beside me because I was reading some of the details of what had happened. And it was just so heart-wrenching. It almost made me puke. I'm not going to lie. That's for never giving up. You're such a sweetheart. Thank you, Trudy. Thank you so much. You're such a sweetheart. Martha, hi, hon. How are you? I haven't seen you in so long. I'm so happy you could make it. If I've missed anybody in the commentary, Sweet Dixie, I'm sorry. Just Nana. And Greg Allen, I got you. I'm sorry if I've missed anyone. It's not intentional, I swear. I honestly am trying to catch everyone. Kathy, I'm sorry, I almost missed you. Kathy Saunders. Under normal circumstances, she would have fought like hell, but I feel she was tired, pregnant, and was sick. Yeah, I for some reason, my heart won't deviate from the fact that I don't think she ever thought Chris Watts would do something like this. In all their fighting and all the ups and downs from their dating life into their married life into having kids, I don't think she ever thought this was even something capable of coming from his hands. And perhaps that's why there was no fight back. But it's anyone's guess at this point because we're not getting any more information, for now anyway. Every day for a year. I definitely have thought about this case so much. Wait, where did they move him to now? Yeah, no, Greg, I think he is. Oh, why can't I remember the name of it right now? He's out of the state, though. Does anybody remember off the top of their head because my mind is jumbled from a day of long work, and I cannot remember right now. But I remember downloading the prison documents because there was talk of him going into general population, and I can't remember what the frickin' jail was called now. Damn it. If he snapped like he claims, he never thought of the consequences of what it meant to annihilate his family, like ending up in prison with no freedom and no NK. Yeah, I'll never understand how this was a good choice, like, but I mean, I do remember him saying in his prison interview that he snapped and he felt like he was like, why couldn't I just stop? And I remember him saying that, like he felt like something else was controlling him or something. Hi, Damon. How are you? Cece was your animal spirit. That's so cool. Yeah, the details in the Redicated document were pretty heart-wrenching to read. And I seriously broke down crying more than a few times. One of those other times was when Sandy Ruzick was on the Dr. Phil show stating that she had had a dream shortly after the incident, and it was Shanann and the girls, and that the girls, oh, I hope I don't get choked up here, that the girls are saying that Bella is excited that now she can go to Disneyland anytime she wants. And I just thought, oh, that's so sweet. Like, I felt like that was Sandy's moment for peace, to just know that they're okay, even though they're not here with her anymore. But so, so heartbreaking, you guys. Anybody who's ever lost a loved one would know how hard that is. You got to cook dinner, country cowgirl. Yummy. I wish I had somebody to cook me dinner. Went to a moniker name because people said it wasn't good to use your real name. I think that people just say that just to kind of put some fear into other people. I really don't think there's a problem using your real name, but that's just me. Dodge, that's what it is. Thank you, Half Rudder. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Chad. Yeah, Dodge Correctional Facility, because I had downloaded the list of what they're allowed to have, like in custody, what they're allowed to have in their cell. And I had also downloaded a copy of the prison. It's like a notebook for rules and regulations and whatnot. So how's the kitty? Yeah, the kitties are good. Trudy, so delusional. No one gets away with anything, really. I'll have to answer about someday. Yes, exactly. Susie Homemaker, 100% true. I've said that before, right? People might get away with things, here on Earth or whatever, but one day when you die, you're going to have to be held accountable. So. I feel really bad for all the corrupt, people who are in positions of power that are abusing such things, for them later on. No problem using your real name as long as you're not also on Facebook with the same name. I disagree, but that's just me. I prefer, as a sort of a person of the public, I guess, if you will, I prefer to just use my real name. It's Sherry Weens on everything that I'm on. It's either Ms. Sherry or it's Sassy Sherry or, lots of crazy drama. Yeah, I don't know. I don't find it's that bad for that. It's all the dating and everybody wanting to try to meet and whatever. What are you making, cowgirl? I'm so curious. I treated myself to a burger, though, after work. I knew I had to come work online. I didn't really want to come home and cook, so I just treated myself to a burger and some fries, salt and vinegar. I told you guys I still have that sometimes. Hello, Amy V. Half Rudder, you're so cute. Don't worry, I got named after the wine as well, so maybe our parents are drinking together. Just kidding. Vicky, hello. Amy V. Chris can never get physical visits. Absolutely, he can. And he can actually even get married and have conjugal visits and have sexual relations with somebody. But they have to go through the proper procedures in order to make that happen, which would mean, well, which would mean that they'd have to get married, he'd have to get permission, and then they'd have to do an application, and then they'd be able to do conjugal visits annually, kind of thing. Or I think it's every few months. But fellow Canadian, whoop whoop, love it. Much love, Amy. Yeah, of course he could. But he would legally have to marry the person in order to do the conjugal visits. Because yes, of course, only in the USA. Well, no, I think that goes for Canada too, though, you guys. I'm pretty sure. But you have to be married, because otherwise, if you're just a boyfriend and girlfriend, it's not considered like a legal binding relationship at that point. So, but yeah, you definitely could. I know. But I mean, is anybody actually going to go through that process? Who knows, right? I'm sure it'll be another story if it happens, for sure. Yeah, real name, real face. Yeah, exactly. It's a personal thing for me. Yes, fake trolls. Yeah, totally agree. Off to work, Adam. Well, thank you for joining. I really appreciate your support and your comments. Much love. Stay safe. Yeah, I guess you're right, Greg. And you're right too, Amy. Too funny. I don't know if we'll be able to finish this, but basically this was the legal team that was coming to gather footprints, measurements, and pictures from Chris Watts's hands and feet for basically trial that they never made it to. I love the optimism, Greg. It's kind of a sick optimism, but whatever. It's funny. Too funny. I'm going to just try to keep it positive because I've been dealing with some depression pretty brutally over this last week, guys. But, that's something that really tries on my patience and my self will, or whatever you want to call it, the perseverance inside that comes with, trying to stay strong through catastrophes. But yeah, dealing with chronic pain, dealing with depression, it just really, it makes being positive so much freaking harder. You know, it's really tough. I totally, yeah, like I agree with that 1,000,000%. There's times where you just want to throw in the effing towel and say, I'm done. Like, I'm so done with this life and this world and how evil and crazy and sad and, bad this whole place has become. It sucks, but you got to try to stay positive, because the only other alternative is going negatively, and that's not really constructive to anybody, right? So as much as I want to throw in the towel, I'm not going to do that. I'm not that kind of person, but I know that there's people, probably some of the crazies, that have heard me say how fed up with life I am sometimes, that they probably are just going to let me live because they don't want to do anything bad, because they know that would be kind of like an okay thing with me, you know? Well, anyways, Trudy, man you could see him creating another child. Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, girl. I actually got to see pictures of Ted Bundy's daughter from a friend that was close to that trio, but I was asked to keep it all quiet for the privacy of her, and I've done that. So, but really, really cool to see somebody come from someone like that and to have a completely different life and turn it away from that kind of evil act that Ted Bundy did time and time and time again. And I mean, I shared that twisted story here with you guys. So it's sad, right? But what's awesome is to see that they were able to have a very normal child, Like, I wonder if that happens with completely, like, we've seen it, right? Parents that are completely both normal, sane, educated, well-rounded folks have children that turn into, insane whatevers and end up killing their parents. And then we've seen the opposite, where the parents are completely lost it, right? And the kids are coming out normal and turning their lives around. It's crazy. Yeah, they were really throwing themselves at him. But I mean, he really did make a mockery of the court system by getting married right there, like making it legal because the judge was sitting there. I felt like that was like the biggest slap in the judicial face that you could get. He not only made a parade about it, but I mean, he did it under, while testifying, like questioning her, and she's testifying. All of it's under oath, and the judge is there to witness it, and it's legally binding, and boom, they're married. Like, oh my goodness. What, crazy. Crazy how that all happened. Like, I mean, shocking. His granddaughter just came out on TikTok, of all places. No way. I have not come across that profile, Trudy. What is the name? I'm so curious now. How did you know that that was Ted Bundy's granddaughter? Did she say that? Your real name is Linda Halfredder? To feel down without guilt as long as it doesn't last. Yeah, Susie, that's true. I mean, I tend to pick myself up out of it. Sometimes even that gets a little tiring, where I'm the only one to make my own self smile, and I'm the only one to pick myself up, and whatever. It creates for me to not really want to be around a whole bunch of people literally all the time, because I'm worried about bringing other people down. I don't want to bother anybody with my shit, if you will, but yeah, no, I literally work out almost every single day. No joke. No, he's not allowed any conjugal visits right now, but if he were to get married, which can happen despite that he's in jail, that can actually happen. At that point, they would apply for conjugal visits. So he could, but that's providing that he finds somebody who would marry him on the inside, which, I mean, there's a lot of people that have done that and chosen that. 80s Girl 48, welcome. This is a problem at Will County because remember Chris Watts stated that they had to clear the hallways when he came down because there were death threats on his life. They're actually, that's 100% true. That is very accurate. They had to put away all the other inmates. They had Chris Watts even change his look before he was transferred out of this first jail into Dodge. Why did both families have their backs to him in court when they were speaking to him? Who, Susie? Who are you talking about, hun? What helps me when I feel down is telling myself how much worse others have it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, I'm not going anywhere. It's just life's hard. Like it has beat me up like my whole life. Nothing's ever come easy. Nothing's ever been given to me. I've been turned away, doors shut in my face, unloved, abandoned, and just not cared for as others have been, even within my own family. So whatever, it is what it is, but it has been essentially the sole thing that I've held on to my whole life. It's hard to let it go, for crying out loud. It's devastating what happened to me. And I'm actually kind of thinking maybe I do suffer a bit of PTSD from that, from my parents signing me away to Child and Family Services and suddenly living with strangers and not being treated even worse. Yes, I wasn't being yelled at or spanked or slapped in the face anymore, but I was getting beat up by people in group homes and, mistreated by the adults and whatever. It is what it is, but it's forever stuck in me for, that's my life. That's what I went through and I can't even forget about it. I never had parents there to support me and walk me through things and talk me through things and help me learn different things. It was just make your own stupid decisions, suffer the consequences, and that was it. I don't really think that's the best parenting, but whatever. It's too late to go back on any of that now. It is what it is. But I seriously deal with, not having the support system and having to support yourself all by yourself, has been extremely difficult. I'm almost wondering if I'm part of some freaking government testing of some sort. Like, I don't know. I remember my parents going for a dinner with the governor and meeting some other higher up officials and stuff like that. I don't know what the hell they talked about. I don't know why they got invited. Who knows? I don't know. I'm wondering actually if I do the ancestry.com, if I do the saliva thing, if it would say whether or not that's the case. Because governments do testings all kinds of all the time, right? And I mean, they have certain programs and different things, and who knows what my parents are all a part of. I actually really don't know. But it has left me like this, and it is really difficult to deal with. I'm not going to lie. Yes, half redder. That is very true. The victims impact statement. Oh, they're talking about the victims impact statement? Yeah, no, they were addressing that to the courts. That's the reason that they didn't necessarily turn and tell Chris everything directly. And I mean, they're also not supposed to speak to the perpetrator, really. They're supposed to direct their comments to the judge. The judge was who was making the decision anyway, right? Young lava in 2007. My sister killed his wife. Tried to hide it. He was arrested and convicted for murder. Now my sister and him are married and have one child. They fear for their lives. Some people don't think. Interesting, young lava. That's very interesting. You think that we all face the same problems, Susie Homemaker? We just have to go through what we need to go through and then pick it up where we left off. Never an easy thing. Yeah. Aw, Gianna Marie. Yes, I don't want pity, though. It's the past. It is what it is. But yes, I've been through a lot of crap. But who knows? Maybe it really was all my own fault or something. Maybe I did deserve that. Maybe I didn't deserve their love the way my brothers did. Maybe I didn't listen very well compared to them. Maybe they did their chores better than I did. Maybe they, had better manners. I don't know. Like, maybe it really was all my fault and I just can't see it or something. I don't know. Within the family is the hardest. I totally agree. Yes, Gianna Marie. There was a lot of corporal punishment in my home and stuff. And so, like, I tried to run away at one point, and that was like where my parents were like, okay, that's it. And they signed me away to Child and Family Services. I was just turned 15, like just. I was basically 14, but yeah, it sucks because I've like held on to it for so long. It's been my identity, which I really don't even want that as an identity. I would love to have an amazing support system. Aw, Damon, that's so sweet. You have supporters in your life now. I love that. I do really appreciate the people that support me here on my channel because I feel like some of you guys really do love and care for me, and you really do make some amazing commentary to me. So I thank you guys for that. Yeah, I want to do a DNA thing because, I don't really know a lot about the history of all of us. So it would be kind of cool to check it out for sure. Trudy, I don't know. Who knows, eh? Perhaps, maybe. Yeah, Damon, you're right. I know. I just feel like sometimes maybe I'm just looking at it as like an oh poor me thing. So maybe I should be looking at it like maybe it was my fault. Like, I don't know. Just trying to even wrap my head around all of it is so heartbreaking and frustrating. So I try to stay positive. I try to make other people laugh and smile a lot. I try not to think about it. But then I come home from the end of the day and I don't really have those people there to share my day with or people there to call on. So it is hard. Cold blooded murder done it with 2 headshots to the head while she was asleep. I don't know, Rodney Coffin. Interesting. I don't know why some kids are singled out over others by their own parents. Yeah, I don't know. It sure hasn't been easy to deal with, though. That I can 100% say for sure. You work with kids who've been abused. It's never the child's fault. Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to look at it like I'm trying to see both sides, both perspectives of, maybe I did do things wrong or something. I don't know. Anyways, no, these are my real blood parents, my birth parents. I have 2 brothers, and yeah, like we never, like my parents and I never had the same connection that they seem to have. When I was really little, we would all play wrestle, and that at that time felt like we had the same playing field, but it quickly changed, and I really don't know why. I really don't. No, it was my biological parents that signed me over to Child and Family Services, unfortunately. But anyways, I don't want to bring you guys down. I love you guys. You guys are awesome for supporting me. Our time is up right now, even though the video isn't finished. We have about 15 minutes left here. So I'll pause it at that. I'm going to write down where we are at, and we're going to pick this back up on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Daylight Savings Time. Your guys' online love to me is absolutely amazing. I really do. I just don't want to break down crying. I'm trying to stay positive. But I really do love you guys. You guys are the best. I seriously appreciate all of your views, your thumbs up, your comments, your online love and support towards me and my channel is absolutely amazing. I would just hope to see so many more of you here. And let's just keep building and building and building. No, I was never adopted, sweetheart. But these were just my biological parents. Okay, folks, if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. We have a lot of interactive conversations here where we cover a lot of true stories. It's TGIS. Thank goodness it's Sherry. And I really do love you guys and appreciate you all. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys again for another true story with me. However, you won't know unless you click that notification bell and select all. Then it'll pop up whenever I post anything, either, you know, in the community tab or if a video or what have you. I love you guys. I thank you guys for being here for me. Thank you, Sunshine, for the heart. Much love to all of you, and I will see you again soon. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye for now, folks. Stay safe.